So I was born in Mexico City, and I lived there until I was about 8 years old. And that is when my parents decided that I would have a better opportunity in the United States. So we grabbed everything we had, sold it, and with about, I think, $5,000 is what my mom said in our pocket, we moved to the United States. We ended up in San Diego, California, and that's where I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and that's where I started my radio career. I can remember when I was a kid, I'd be in the living room, and I remember my cousin visiting us from Mexico, and my dad busted out a little boombox with some blank tapes, and we made our own radio show with commercials, and it was just always in me. But every counselor I talked to, every teacher I talked to always said, no, that's not a good profession. You're not gonna make money, you're not gonna make it. Everybody wants to do it. Go for something that's a sure thing. So I was actually gonna go to medical school to be like my grandfather. When I got to school and realized it was gonna take about 10 years and a lot of money, and I didn't have that money, I decided I was gonna go into nursing. And right before I was about to enter the 2-year program, I talked to a counselor, and she said, you have one more elective. What do you want to do? And I said, I guess I'll just go intern at a hospital and do that. And she said, no, you're gonna do that the rest of your life. Why don't you go do something you've been interested in? And on my way home, a commercial came on, and it said, if you want to be an intern at Channel 933, stop by at 9660 off of Arrow Drive. And I looked up, and Arrow Drive was 3/4 of a mile away, and I basically listened to the commercial as I went to the radio station. Didn't even tell my girlfriend, who's my wife now. I just went and I applied. I had the call that said I had been hired. And that's literally how my radio career started. So after I started interning in San Diego, I decided that that was it. I loved radio. I got bitten by the bug, and so I put all my money into that basket, and I focused on radio, and I learned how to speak into the microphone. I attached myself to every on-air personality, and after an argument with my boss one time, I went back and looked up some job openings in radio, and Kid Craddock morning show was one of them. And it said, send your email to Steve Scott and with your resume and your audio. And then I thought, wait, why am I gonna send it to Steve Scott? So I got online, found Kid Craddock's personal information extremely easily. Back then, apparently, it was just out there for everybody to see. So I found his personal email, and I took a shot and I sent it to him directly. And the next day I went to work, showed up, said I had a call, never had one of those in my life. I was just a promotions fill-in guy. I remember I picked up the phone and I hear a guy go, hey, is this Jose? And I said, yes. He said, this is Steve Scott. I recognized the name right away. And I said, what's up? And he said, hey, did you send an email to Kid Craddock yesterday? And I said, yeah, I did. And he said, did you not follow directions where it said to send it to me? And I said, no, I saw that. I just figured you're not Kid Craddock. I'd rather send it to him. And then I heard Kid laugh in the background. And he said, Jose, that was, you know, out of the thousands of people that wanted this job, you're the only one to think to send it to me? And I said, well, man, there's a lot of dumb people out there, aren't there, kid? And he laughed again, and he said, I want to fly you out here to interview and to audition. Are you down? And I said, yep. All I knew was that he had a morning show in Dallas. I knew Dallas was a top 5 market. And when I told my bosses that I was auditioning, they looked at me like I had met Elvis or something. They said, wait, you talked to Kid Craddock? I was like, yeah, I just talked to him on the phone. Hold on, the Kid Craddock? Yeah, he's on the phone, he's a regular human dude. And they were fangirling, and when I saw those people fangirl, the people that were my bosses, that's when I knew that, okay, this guy was a pretty big deal. But I remember the first time I went out with Kid, we went to go grab some sushi, and these like 3 girls walked up, pretty girls walked up, and like, oh my God, Kid Craddock, can we take a picture with you? It's just everywhere we went, somebody would stop him and want to talk to him and take a picture with him. And I remember looking at him, I'm like, does this happen a lot? And he looked at me and he goes, yeah, and it's about to happen to you. When I would sit in the studio, I would just see how real he was, along with Kelly and Al, and just everything had to be authentic. Once I was myself, it became the easiest part of my job, to show up, be me, and take off.